This weekend we have UFC 314, but the weekend after that is UFC Kansas City. And so I just want to put this early predictions video out now because why wait? The first fight on the prelims is Chelsea Chandler versus Jocelyn Edwards. Chelsea Chandler is 6-3. Jocelyn Edwards is 14-6. I'm going to lean towards the more experienced fighter and say Jocelyn Edwards. Yeah, who cares? Jacqueline Amorim versus Polyana Viana. Jacqueline Amorim is 9-1. Polyana Viana is 13-7. I guess I'll lean towards the 9-1 fighter because, you know, I don't know anything about these women and I can't pretend to be so invested. I'm just going to move on. Malcolm Wellmaker versus Cameron Simon. This is a really interesting fight. Cameron Simon hasn't fought since he lost to Peyton Talbot. And Malcolm Wellmaker, I know he's good. I tried to watch his Contender Series fight, but UFC Fight Pass is just garbage. And regardless of the fact that I pay monthly for it, it just won't show me things. It just says content unavailable. So I couldn't watch his Contender Series fight. But I saw a fight from before he was on the Contender Series, and yeah, he fights very well. He has a good fight IQ. The one thing that he does that I don't like, and I see a lot of fighters do, is the spinning back kick. Like, I don't have a problem with the kick itself. I just don't like when they do it. They always do it too close so that the person, like their opponent, has an opportunity to grab their back. It's so frustrating to watch. And he did that a couple times in this fight I watched earlier today. So I don't know how much Cameron Simon has improved since his loss. I don't know what he learned from that. Maybe he's coming back like as a totally changed, evolved fighter, and he's learned so much from that loss, and he added a few tools, a few weapons to his game. But I don't necessarily expect him to just become significantly better from that. So, and Wellmaker is undefeated. He's 8-0. Yeah, I'm going to go with Wellmaker, and it might be a round 1 or 2. I'm going to say round 2 finish because Simon is durable. Like, he took a lot of punishment from Talbot, and I'd be surprised if Wellmaker can, like, finish him in the first round. But, yeah, I think second round is when that would happen for sure. Like, I don't see Simon just, like, maybe Talbot, like, cracked Simon's chin. Maybe his chin is gone, but I doubt it. It usually takes like a few bad knockouts before somebody's chin is gone. So we'll see. Simon might have improved massively, and he might just surprise and like make light work of Wellmaker, but I doubt that. I'm going to go with the undefeated fighter, Malcolm Wellmaker, to get a second round TKO. Next on the prelims, Evan Elder versus Ahmad Hassanzada. I think that's how you say his name, Hassanzada. Evan Elder is 9-2. Hassanzada is 12-3. I'm not familiar with either of these guys, I'll be honest. But I think Hassanzada might win simply because he has more experience. The ratio of wins isn't that different. Well, I'm not doing the math in my head right now, but regardless of all of that, I think Hassanzada with more fights, with more wins, the more comfortable you are in the cage, I believe that gives you a massive advantage versus somebody who hasn't had the same octagon time as you. So I'm going to go with Ahmad Hassanzada by decision. I don't even know what these guys are capable of, but yeah. That's what I'm gonna go with. Matt Schnell versus Jimmy Flick. I could have swore that Matt Schnell had retired. I thought he was done. Maybe he had one more fight on his contract or something, and he came back, or he signed a new contract. I don't know, but I know he's decent, so I'm gonna give that to Schnell. I don't know. I feel like I've seen Flick fight because I'm familiar with his name, but I can't remember anything he's done. I guess you can call me a casual, but because I'm not familiar with Jimmy Flick, but man, I can't remember anything about this guy. So I'm gonna give it to Schnell, and I'm gonna say submission. Yeah, submission. Main card. So the main card of this fight night is really good. Like, it's really good. Well, it's intriguing. It's not 314 levels of good, but it's good. Unfortunately, that Jamal Hill Khalil Roundtree matchup fell through. That would have been awesome, but it is what it is. So the first fight on the main card is Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on these Dagestani fighters, especially when they're like undefeated. And I think some of that weight has been taken off of Aliskerov. I don't know if let me see. No, Aliskerov had 2 losses. Okay. I thought that Whitaker was his first loss. Okay. So no, never mind. I don't rate Andre Muniz that highly. Like, from what I've seen of him, he has good grappling, but it's not like high level grappling. It's not like top tier of the division kind of grappling. And Aliskerov has decent hands, but his grappling isn't like, oh, you got to watch out for this guy. You know what I mean? Like, he's no Hamza Chimaev. Honestly, I think Aliskerov can knock out Muniz, though, because I don't think Muniz has the stand-up that can outmatch Aliskerov, and I don't think he has the takedown offense to get Aliskerov to the ground. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Aliskerov by TKO round 1 or 2. Randy Brown, who's 19-6, versus Nicholas Dalby, who's 23-5. Randy Brown, I do feel like he might have been robbed against Battle, and I like Battle. That fight was horrible to watch. Horrible in the sense that it seemed like Battle was just trying to like hold on and wait for, rounds to end. I wish I could have watched that back before making this, but Randy Brown is lethal from range. Like, he's like a welterweight version of Sean Woodson, but faster. Yeah. And Nicholas Dalby is really durable. I think Randy Brown is just going to like keep picking at him and like just catch his chin and knock him out. The way I see this is Dalby is going to be pressuring him, and Randy Brown is going to like let him chase him basically. And then when Dalby either shoots for a takedown or like tries to throw overhand right when Randy Brown's back is to the fence, like he's going to get countered or something. So I think the key tools for Randy Brown in this fight are going to be like his knees and his elbows. Like when you think about like a fighter who has a really long reach, everybody wants to get inside that reach. So the tools that are the most useful in that sort of in that situation would be your elbows and your knees. Like John Jones has done a good job of that in his career, where it's like he knows people are going to try and close the distance, and so his elbows and his knees are like super crucial at like, yeah, you come in and this is what you're going to catch. Like, you're going to pay for that. So Dude, these lanky fighters are so dangerous. Like being tall and long is like a perfect kind of body type, I guess you could say, for MMA and like Muay Thai, because you can keep somebody at range with good distance control, and as soon as they try to like cover distance, like you can just really land powerful elbows and knees. So I got Randy Brown winning by TKO. Maybe it's just a hugging match and Dalby can like get his game plan going of like, I'm going to suppress you and wear you out and just stall you out until you're tired. But I think that Randy Brown I think he's sharp enough. I think he's fast enough to find, weak points in Dalby's game plan. Like he doesn't have to headhunt. Randy could just like keep attacking the body with front kicks, or you know what I mean, like oblique kicks. Like there's so many options to deal with like a shorter fighter who's like stocky and doesn't have the same reach as you, like shorter reach than you. Like there's so many ways that you can game plan around that. And so I think that Randy Brown, especially after that last fight, like he did get done dirty because Battle came in like he missed weight, and then he kind of gets like a robbery decision. I need to watch that back to see if it was a robbery though. I remember feeling like conflicted when it ended because I wanted Battle to win, but I didn't feel right about it. Yeah, I got Randy Brown coming in with like a new hungry, angry mentality, trying to get that loss back, and Dalby just, with his hands full, trying to deal with somebody who's super long and lanky, like some kind of spider. You know what I mean? Like one of those really long leg spiders. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for Dalby. I got Randy Brown winning by KO or TKO. Round 2. Michel Pereira versus Abus Magomedov. From what we've seen of Abus Magomedov, he likes to be the one who's assertive and aggressive, right? He likes to have octagon control. He likes to chase you down and establish his game, and you're gonna have to deal with it, right? So from what we saw of Pereira in his last fight against Hernandez, yeah, I don't think that Michel Pereira is going to do good on the back foot. I think Pereira's game is similar to Abus's game, where it's like he needs to be going forward, like he's at his best going forward. And so if he can't do that, I think he's going to be uncomfortable. And in my opinion, I haven't had an MMA fight yet, but in my opinion, when I watch MMA and from what I understand about fights and people and human nature, the fight is largely determined by your mindset, your mental state. And so if you have someone beat mentally, then you most likely have them beat physically. You know what I mean? Like establishing pressure and keeping someone on the back foot, that alone will like wear on someone's mind. And then, of course, physically, they're running away from you. Unless somebody's like a pure counter striker, like Adesanya. Like Adesanya has no problem just backing up a whole fight and picking at people, and he's good at it, good enough to win. But most people aren't like that. Most people aren't willing to do that, and they don't have the skill set to fight off the back foot. And so I think that it's more likely that between Michel Pereira and Abus Magomedov, I think Abus is the one who's going to be like charging forward, and somehow, some way, they're going to end up on the fence. I think Pereira's back is going to be against the fence, and it's going to come down to, can Magomedov like do any damage while they're in the clinch? Like, can he get hooks in? Like, can he uppercut him? Can he get elbows in? Can he take him down like with like a leg sweep and then do ground and pound? Like, if I'm Abus Magomedov, I'm watching Pereira's last fight and I'm like, you know what? The game plan is to get you down. And once I get you down, I'm doing crazy ground and pound just like Fluffy Hernandez did. And I think that last fight of Pereira's is like the game plan for everybody who's going to fight him from now on. It's like, get him to the ground, get his back flat, and just drop hammers, just drop elbows and hammer fists. Because this guy is like, he is not comfortable in that situation. So I got Abus Magomedov winning. I don't know if he finishes him because Pereira didn't get finished by... Did he get finished by Fluffy? I think he did. I think it was in like the later rounds, like either 4 or 5. Yeah, I think... Anyway, doesn't matter. This is a 3-round fight. Maybe a decision. But I got Abus Magomedov. Giga Chikadze versus David Onama. I know Giga is like a good kickboxer. He's talented. That's his bread and butter, is like striking. But from what I've seen of David Onama, this dude is special. Like, he's fast, he's powerful, and he's smart. And that combo is like lethal in MMA. Like, I think all Onama has to do is just mix the martial arts. Like, don't play Giga's game. Like, take the approach of, I'm gonna hit you where you're weakest rather than your strongest, right? So if I'm in Onama's corner, I'm saying, hey man, we know he's a striker. Let's mix in the takedowns, right? And even if you don't land them, like, just threaten them, you know what I mean? Like, get it in his head that he cannot just do his striking game, you know what I mean? Like, don't let him feel safe for 1 second while he's in there with you. Make him be stressed out every time you guys start a round, because he knows, all right, when is he gonna shoot? You know what I mean? Like, mix it up. Do a fake a takedown into an overhand right, you know, something like that. And he's smart, so I'm pretty sure he'll, you know, whatever game plan him and his coaches have, they're gonna, like, they got it. Onama for sure is gonna win. That's my opinion. I got knockout, just clean knockout. I'm not even calling it a TKO, just a clean, unconscious Giga Chikadze, like strong right hand, something like that. Anthony Smith versus Zhang Mingyang. Well, I don't want to say bad things about Anthony Smith, because it takes balls to step into an octagon as many times as he has, so definitely respect for that. But dude, like, your last fight, me personally, if I had a friend of mine who was a coach and he passed away, my next fight, I'm coming out and I'm gonna tear somebody's head off. Like, I'm coming out with fire. Like, my warrior spirit is going to be on, like, a level that's never been seen, a level that not even I know, because it only comes out in that moment of adrenaline. But what happened? It was gone. Like, all of his energy was sapped out of him, and he had no fighting spirit, and it seemed like he wanted to get hurt. He wanted to get hit and punished. It's like, what? Like, respect that you're an MMA fighter, and that you've been through this game so many times and you have crazy experience. Like, respect. But that behavior is just, wow. Like, really? Like, that's what we're doing? And then he's fighting Zhang Mingyang, who's like this young killer out of China. Like, Zhang is going to knock him out in the first round. I highly doubt that Anthony Smith is going to be, like, mentally recovered after that devastating thing happened in his life. You know what I mean? Like, I do feel bad for him, but use it as fuel, brother. Use it as fuel. Don't let that kneecap you. Don't let a death of someone you cared about, somebody that you loved, make you weak. Use that as, like, frustration. Like, man, this world is it's hard to deal with sometimes, but that's gonna like propel me. You know what I mean? Zhang Mingyang by first round KO, like brutal. This is a sacrificial lamb for the record of Zhang Mingyang. Like, and this is his retirement fight. This is gonna be bad, unless Anthony Smith gets a sub, which he can. He can get a sub. Like, if for whatever reason, let's say Zhang stuns Anthony Smith, but he's not all the way out, and Smith is on his back, and Zhang Mingyang like just dives into the guard of Anthony Smith, and then somehow gets like triangled or armbarred. It would be like so like, what? Like how? But I see it happening. I see it being a possibility. I just don't think it's as likely. I think clean KO by Zhang. I think he's going to do him worse than Khalil Roundtree did Anthony Smith. Yeah. I hope Anthony Smith comes out with like fire. And he's like, you know what? I didn't like that version of myself who fought last time. Let me show what I'm really about. This is my final fight in the UFC. Let me show y'all what I'm really about. Let me show you why they call me Lionheart. That's what I want to see. Do I expect it? No. So, moving on. Main event, Ian Garry versus Carlos Prates. I've got into some back and forth on TikTok about this fight, where I said that we saw Carlos Prates fight Neil Magny, and one way or another they ended up on the ground, and Neil Magny was controlling Prates for like a brief period of time, maybe at least a minute or two, something like that. And I remember watching it like, oh yeah, that's right, we never really saw him on the ground. And if Neil Magny can keep you here for a little bit, I think if Ian Garry is fighting you for 5 rounds and he has all these opportunities to get you to the ground, dude, you're getting subbed. Like, Ian Garry almost submitted Shavkat. We have to put a lot of respect on Ian Garry. Like, he is hyped up because he was undefeated, but he's been backing it up in terms of his fight IQ and his talent. Like, he's not dumb. He's not going to put himself in situations where he's going to get caught. He got dropped by Song Kanan. And so, like, ever since then, I haven't seen him in that dangerous of a situation where it's like, oh, he almost got finished right there. Like, since then, he hasn't done that. I don't think he's going to try and get into a firefight with Prates. I think he's going to, like, what people say, like, run around a little bit and, like, try and point score and jab and teep and kick, do some leg kicks to Prates. And as soon as, like, Prates overcommits, he's going to shoot a takedown or something. Or, like, when they clinch, he's going to trip him and get him to the ground. I think the game plan for Garry is to, like, use that experience and all that training he has with Charles Oliveira and all those guys down there in Brazil with the Chuta Box team, and, like, just grapple the hell out of Carlos Prates. I don't think that Prates is going to have an easy fight at all. And if he does, if Prates just knocks out Ian Garry, like, clean and doesn't make it look difficult, I don't know. I do think that somebody with decent grappling can shut down Prates, though. Here's another train. This is tough. This is tough to pick. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's tough in the realm of, like, when it comes to the striking, like, who's better? I think Prates is better because he has finishing power in his hands. And I do think he can finish Garry if he connects clean. But I don't think Garry is going to allow that. I don't think Gary's going to put himself in a situation where that happens in the first place. And I think that it's most likely that it's going to be Garry getting a decision win or a submission. This is 5 rounds. We haven't seen Prates go 5 rounds. Prates is, like, He smokes cigarettes consistently. Like, I don't trust his gas tank. I don't trust his gas tank to go 5 rounds, hard 5 rounds. And I think Gary is going to take note of these habits and, like, you know, pounce on that. You should always, when you're in a fight, you should always attack someone where they're weak, never where they're strong, which is why I could not stand, I hated the idea that all the people who were challenging Alex Pereira said, I'm not going to grapple him, I'm going to beat him in the stand-up. That's the dumbest shit ever. Stop it. Your bravado is like, it needs to be removed, bro. Like, put your ego to the side. You're not, why is it so hard for people to acknowledge that someone might be better than them at something? You know what I mean? Like, I think Ian Gary in this situation needs to say, okay, you know what? I do believe I'm a world-class striker, but this guy is finishing people consistently with his striking. I'm not. And I'm not going to put my durability on the line. I'm not going to put my chin on the line. What I'm going to do is grapple him, because where we saw him at his weakest was when he was flat on his back. So let me get him there and let me expose his ground game. That's all Gary has to do. And I think all he has to do is avoid the Muay Thai, you know, tactics of Prates, and he's got the safe, clean win. Massive respect for Gary for taking on another short notice fight like this. Like, dude is getting hated on and slandered for, like, his personal life, but, like, put that to the side and give this dude his flowers. Like, he's saving cards. He did not have to take this fight. Prates is a dangerous fighter. Big ups, big respect to Gary, and I hope he wins. And I hope the UFC compensated him for saving his card too. Yeah, those are my thoughts for UFC Kansas City. The main card is good. The prelims are whatever, except for that Malcolm Wellmaker and Cameron Simon fight. Definitely looking forward to that, because it seemed like Simon fell off the face of the earth after that Talbot fight, but he's back. So we'll see. I'm looking forward for Wellmaker's UFC debut. This card is all right. It's all right. The main card is good. And the best part is we're not in the Apex. It's a crowd. I wish the Apex would be gone forever. I like fight nights with the crowd. Fighters deserve crowds. Like, all the training, all the injuries, all the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears that you put into your MMA career, can you put them in front of a crowd, please? You're the biggest organization in the world when it comes to mixed martial arts. Put these events in front of crowds. I don't like when they put them in these the warehouse, the Apex. It's dead in there. It's cool when you can hear impacts of strikes. It's not cool when you get this crazy KO and there isn't the crowd pop that's deserved. Anyway, crowds add energy. They make people want to fight harder because, you know, they're cheering for somebody to do more. Crowds can reduce stalling, because they'll start booing when fights are stalled, and then that puts incentive on the referee to be like, all right guys, let's get to work, or he'll separate them. Like, Apex is garbage. It has some purpose, because I do like the fact that you can hear the corner clear, and I know that some fighters like the Apex because of that, but generally speaking, the crowds are much better. Anyway, that was my mini rant. UFC Kansas City. Main card is all right. Those are my thoughts. I want to keep uploading consistently. I know I took a long break, like between my UFC Macau video and like 314, I believe it was, like months between, but I'm feeling motivated, and I want this to be like an everyday thing. Like, I want to be making a video every day. There's always something to talk about. There's no excuses for me as far as like uploading content consistently, and I always have a take on these kinds of things. So I'll be posting more. I'll be posting consistently, and those are my thoughts. I'm out.